If you're a conservative, you should not be shocked and scandalized by the argument that hardcore porn is not a human right and should be regulated or banned. I'm not saying you have to agree. I'm not saying we have to be on the same page with it. I'm just saying that the argument I'm making here is an argument that every conservative 50 years ago would have at least taken seriously. Every single one. If you recoil in horror at the very thought of regulating or banning porn, it's because you have so totally accepted the left's premise on pornography and probably on so many other issues as well. Not just pornography, you have hook, line, and sinker. You have accepted the left's cultural arguments and you don't even know it. You are looking at, and I don't mean this as, oh, you're acting like a leftist, like some empty insult. I mean it literally. You are seeing the world through the eyes of a leftist and you don't even know it. And that's the case if a classic conservative argument about obscenity scandalizes and shocks you. It's not just that conservatives have abandoned their own positions, it's that now conservatives are actually offended by conservative positions on things. That's how thoroughly the left has won. The left has won so thoroughly that, like I said, on common good, I was talking about common good. Someone told me that the idea of the common good is jargon. This is a conservative. So it's just jargon. The very concept of good is now jargon. This is relativism. This is nihilism and relativism, and it has infiltrated conservatism in a major way. When conservatives decided that government should not be used to advance the good, when that happened, and it wasn't at one point that it happened, but over the course of decades. But that is when conservatism became limp, shallow, and ineffectual, also divorcing itself from its own intellectual history. And that is why the left always wins, because the right has abdicated, has run away, has surrendered. My friend Josh Hammer, who also works at Daily Wire, writes great pieces every day. He made the point last night that the right has almost entirely abandoned moral arguments and arguments rooted in justice. The right has almost completely stopped making those arguments and ceded all of that to the left. The left makes those arguments all the time. And they always win. They always win because nobody opposes them. They're just running up and down the football field, scoring touchdowns, and there's no defense on the field to stop them. They say we should do this or that because it's right and it's just. And these weak, emasculated conservatives are sitting off in a corner going, oh, we don't want to legislate morality, so we're not going to chime in here. Hey guys, let's not legislate morality. No, we don't want to do that. That's wrong. We shouldn't do that. And then they try to make all their arguments based on economy or something like that, or even worse, based on rights divorced from the good. And they lose every damned time because their arguments are weak and timid and toothless and grounded in nothing. If you've noticed that you're a conservative and you always lose every argument, this is why. Because your arguments are terrible and have no grounding. Okay, so that's the first objection. Objection number two. In fact, okay, let's go to the next objection. I just mentioned it. Legislate morality. Oh, we shouldn't legislate morality. We now, I keep going back to this, but I don't mean to harp on it, but just the fact that conservatives are now saying don't legislate morality, this dumb, this stupid bumper sticker slogan that you hear from conservatives now, I mean, it is so depressing. Of course we legislate morality. What are you talking about? Of course we do. Everything that is illegal because we have decided that it's wrong. So every law we make, every single law we make is based on a moral conception. We can be wrong, okay? We have decided in this society that it's good, in fact, that it would be evil to stop women from killing their babies, and thus it is legal for them to kill the babies. So we can be wrong with our moral conceptions, but what I'm establishing here is that there is no such thing as not legislating morality. That is a thing that doesn't exist ever, anywhere. If a thing is illegal, it is because we have decided, or the government's decided, that it's wrong. If something is not just wrong, but evil, morally evil. If something is not morally evil, then it shouldn't be illegal. Simple as that. There is no morally good thing that should ever be illegal. Now, there are morally evil things that shouldn't necessarily be illegal, because you have to take into consideration many different factors, like how do you enforce it? What would that entail? Degrees of things, and who's affected. You do weigh all of these things. But my point is, the only reason why anything is ever a candidate for being illegal is that it's evil, according to at least the people in power. So this don't legislate morality thing, I just wish everyone would stop saying it. Because when you say that, you reveal that you have no idea why laws even exist, and yet you have opinions about laws. Thank you for tuning in to The Daily Wire, one of the fastest growing conservative outlets in the entire country. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and then subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our content.